Hello students, good morning and I hope you had a good Thanksgiving break. In this video we're going to learn how to revise our step 4 document, specifically question number 4, which is the main question that will be graded on the script. Now a lot of you may have already done this, but let's quickly review what is the task asking us. In the introduction, you just put a general intro to your video as a reporter. You can copy paste this from your essay in step 3. Over here, you pick one evidence from body paragraph 1 that talks about the oppression. So again, you should be getting this from your paragraph in step 3. Then you put a quote from body paragraph 2 that shows the effects of the revolution, whether that's positive or negative. And you put that right here with an introduction. Now, this question is asking us the major difference between evidence 1 and 2. You have to here compare the difference and the similarity. The one issue I had in the old paper that I gave you guys is that I didn't do the similarity and difference. When you read this, you only see that I talk about the difference. I talk about what's different in evidence 1 and 2. But right now, I'd like you guys to revise this by clicking on rubric right here and looking at the 2 questions I have that you should be answering in question number 4. So let me go over how I did this. The first thing you should answer for question number 4 over here is, what is the similarity or common connection between the 2 quotes, between quote 1 and quote 2? What do both quotes talk about? So here I have made for you guys a Venn diagram, and I'm going to find the similarity of quote 1 and quote 2 and put it right here. Let's figure out what those 2 quotes are first. So let's see my first quote, what it talks about. I have frequently seen factories be visited by a group of government officials who confuse and spread terror to the workers' families. The workers were gathered, taken to court, and put in jail. Okay, I see political oppression here because the government is oppressing people. So they have no political rights. They're being put in jail for no reason. What about after the revolution? Let's see what changed. The new French constitution states men are born and remain free and equal in rights. All citizens have the right to take part in government. Okay, here's the opposite. I see that people are getting political rights. So what are the 2 common things between quote 1 and quote 2? The common theme here is political rights. Both talk about, this one talks about how they had no political rights, and this one talks about how they had political rights. But the common theme is political rights. So the first thing I would do is explain that these 2 quotes both talk about France's government and the political rights that people enjoyed before versus after the revolution. So the common thing is political rights. Go ahead and take a moment to pause your video and see, can you find the common points between quote 1 and quote 2? What's the common theme? Okay, now that you've done that, let's move on to question 2. Have I pointed out specific things in my first evidence that is different than my second evidence? So what has changed? Now you're actually looking at the difference. Some of you might have already done this, but try to be more specific. What actually changed? So let's look at the first quote. Here we see how the government gave people no freedom and they confused them and put them in jail. And the second quote, we see that the government gave them right to actually participate in the government. So here they have no voice, here they have voice. If I were to compare them, that's what I would do. Here I would say no political voice, or no voice, no voting, confusion and terror, confusion and oppression, terror. And in the second quote, which is after the revolution, what's happening is that people get voting rights, equality, and what else do they get? Right to participate in government. So these are the differences between before the revolution and after. So then I put those in words. When comparing the two evidence, I see that in the first interview, Jean-Marie showed us how the French government gave people no freedom and no political rights. In fact, the government terrorized and harassed them. But in the second interview, the National Assembly spokesperson showed us how the exact opposite happened and everyone got the right to participate in the government. So here I show specific things that the government gave or didn't give before and after. So take a moment to do yours. What are specific things that's different in each quote? And then the next part is optional for people who want to get level 5 and 6, which is to explain the importance of these two quotes. So what? Why is this a big deal? And if you want to do that, please pause and look at how I did this, and here's my example for that. But this is optional if you wanted to get a level 5 or 6. All right, now you have about 10 minutes to revise question number 4. So go ahead and pause this video and begin your work, and make sure that when you finish question number 4 that you grade yourself on the self-assessment on the bottom. Great.